Starting off the new year in the best attire. Clearly, I've got tartan pajamas and a striped top. Hi everyone, happy new year. This is the first video that I have filmed in 2019. It's very exciting to be in a new fresh year and to just sort of start again. I don't know, I always feel like when you get to the end of the previous year, you are literally closing a chapter and you're opening a new one. But as I've always said to people, this is because I see my life in years. I've always defined it that way. And if you ask my best friend Jasmine, she could ask me what happened in any year and I'd be able to give it, because for some reason that's how I see my life. So I have made a cup of tea in this little mug here that I got for Stephen because he just sleeps all the time. And this is going to be a tea talk. It's going to be a tea talk basically chatting to you about my goals and my plans for the year. I tend to like to call them goals rather than resolutions. I don't know, I feel like it's a nicer word. They're not strict in place things that I must do, but they are some guidelines, I suppose, to try and help me to live the best life that I want to live. Last year was a good year. What did I do last year? Wow, I've totally forgotten. I feel like I went away a lot. I did a lot of sort of exploring, and also obviously the main thing is that I met Stephen. My sister got married, that was a massive thing, and I also became an auntie. I'm an auntie to little baby Hannah, who I haven't met yet, but I'm going to meet her in January. I'm going over to Poland to visit her, so that's really exciting. A lot of big things happened, but in terms of my sort of personal life, really the only thing that majorly happened was Stephen. Obviously that's a big thing. I'm really happy to be starting the new year with him. He's just amazing. We get on so well and he is the best, and I'm so excited for the year to come and lots of exploring with him. But other than that, last year there weren't a lot of personal changes, I guess, in my life. I did a bit of exploring on my own. I went and did some exploring of Scotland, and that was good because I think it's really important to be able to go away yourself. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. I've always said that that's like a massive thing, is to be able to just go and be by yourself, and I think it really shapes you into the person that you want to be, and that's what I did a lot of last year. So I went away a couple of times by myself. Twice to the same place actually. I went to Dalmally railway station, which is now essentially my home from home. I absolutely love it. It's an Airbnb on a railway station. It's very unique. You'll never find anything like it. And I had a great time there, and then Stephen joined me there on my second trip at like half of the trip, so I did like the first half myself. So it was a really good year for spending time with myself and finding myself and really pushing myself as well, because I'm not a massive driver, but I drove the whole way up myself and just sort of dealt with it. I've also driven to Stephen's flat, which is in Glasgow, so that was a massive step for me, to be honest. That was bigger than driving up north because I hate the motorways. There's so many lanes, whereas when I go up north I know I can go the M9 and then it's like a single road, which is fine. But anyway, I've dealt with it and I have driven here, and now I'm absolutely fine with it, and that's another thing that I've managed to do, so I'm really proud of myself for doing that. But yeah, aside from sort of exploring myself and meeting Stephen, I didn't really achieve that much in my own personal life. I think the main thing that I wanted to achieve last year that I didn't was to get a new job, and I'm not going to kick myself for it because there are reasons behind it. But let's get on to the list. I've got it here on a piece of paper, and that's the first one on my list essentially this year, is to get a new job. I definitely need to spend more time looking, but I also need to spend time getting over this space that I'm in with regards to getting a new job. I'm very much a negative Nancy. I tend to convince myself that I'm not going to be good enough to do something or to go for something, and I think it doesn't help that I don't really know what I want to do. I'm just sort of sitting in this limbo, and obviously I'm still in Marks and Spencer, working 4 days a week. The whole working 4 days a week thing is probably another thing that's encouraging me to stay, because then I get more days off a week and it means that I can come through and see Stephen a bit easier, because he's in Glasgow and he has a lot going on. Like this year he's going to be doing uni, work and coaching, and it basically means that I sort of have to fit around that, so it's easier working 4 days a week. But essentially I know that my new job is going to be 5, so I guess that's putting me off. I also absolutely hate interviews. I don't mind applying for the job, the application process is fine, but interviews, oh, I'm terrible. So I need to practice that. I need to like practice with someone and just try and get better at that, or just really push myself and go out there and do it. I did 2 last year and obviously they weren't successful, or I'd be in a new job, but the fact that I did 2 is enough in itself. And I also I did quite a lot for my personal life last year because I did some volunteering, and that was a really good fun thing. So yeah, get a new job, really focus on that. Like I think I'm thinking too much of the bigger picture. I'm thinking that the next thing that I have to go for has to be the thing that I want to do, and that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I think I just need to move forward. I am done with Marks and Spencer's. I need to close that door and I need to move on to the next chapter, because if I stay there forever, I'm not going to learn anything. I'm not learning anything anymore. Like, I've reached capacity. There's no more that I can learn, and I can't build myself as a person anymore, so I'm just going in to do the day-to-day, whereas I need a new challenge. So even if this year it means just getting a job that starts me in that direction, it doesn't have to be the job for life, but just something new, something fresh, and something fun to start, and see where it goes. And if it doesn't work, if I don't like it, then that's not going to be the end of the world. I can quit and I can get a new job. I think that's another thing. It's just like the fear of, what if I hate it? What if I can't do it and then I'm stuck and I have bills to pay? There's always a solution, I think, and I need to stop worrying and just focus on doing it, getting it, and see where that takes me. So that's number one. The major goal for this year, I have to get a new job. I have to for my own self. If I don't, I think I'll be in a pretty bad place, so watch this space. Number two is to lose weight, because I've put on 2 stone. I'm gonna admit it, guys. Since I was at my slimmest, which was 9 stone basically, I am now up to 11 stone. I'm gonna put it out there. I am 11 stone. I don't think I've ever been this weight, because I think my heaviest when I was younger was maybe like, to be fair, it wasn't far off it. I think it was like 10 stone, 10 pounds or something like that. But I think also as you get older, you tend to carry your weight differently as well. I think I am carrying it differently, and I don't necessarily hate my body. That's the confusing thing. I don't hate it living on the day-to-day, but when I see it in photos, I'm like, oh, a wee bit chunkier than you want to be. It all boils down to happiness. I've always said that with weight. You don't have to be a certain size, it's just where you're happy. And I know that I am happier at 9 stone. That's my favourite place, it's how I like myself, and I just feel a bit happier, healthier, and more comfortable actually in like a day-to-day walking around basis. And also all of my clothes are on the smaller side of things, so currently at the moment I can't really fit anything, which is a bit awkward, and I don't really want to buy a lot because obviously I don't want to stay at this weight. And also, more to the point, I am going to be a bridesmaid next year at my best friend Jasmine's wedding, so I want to be looking my best, and I'm gonna get there. I've started healthy eating already, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth because I'm just permanently hungry, but I know some people say you don't have to feel that way, but ultimately I think you do. You know, you can snack on all the right things, you can have as much fruit as you want, but at the end of the day you have to eat less of the fatty filling stuff, and that's just how I feel. I get hungry when I lose weight, and that's just the way it has to be. But alongside that comes goal number 3, which is that I want to get moving a bit more. I want to do a lot of walking. So more walking on a daily basis, getting out on my days off, and just even going for an hour to an hour and a half walk before I get the day started, and then maybe gently bring that back into running again. I'm not going to force myself into that right away because I'll just absolutely hate it, but I could go for a walk and do a little bit of jogging, and just try and encourage myself to get back to running again, because I would like to do that. I was really happy when I was running and I really enjoyed it, and it was great for the endorphins and for the exercise and all that jazz. However, alongside goal number 3, we have climbing my Munros. Now, last year I set myself 20 Munros to climb. I don't know what I was thinking. I was never going to achieve that. I only achieved 2 last year, and I think because I set myself such a large goal, there was such a lot of pressure. So this year I'm reducing that massively, and I am setting myself a goal of 5. So I've already actually been on 1. I went on my first Munro walk on the 2nd, and we did Ben Chauncey, and it was really good, and it got me just in the mood. And I didn't really realise that you could actually do winter hill walking. You just have to think about it. You have to use your common sense. So you have to consider the hills that aren't going to have the snow. Obviously Ben Nevis this time of year is going to have a lot of snow. You're going to have to take up your crampons and all your equipment. So choose the smaller Munros, the ones that are likely to be easier, and the ones that state they're easier, that don't have as much scrambling. Pick a day where it's not really icy, pick a day where it's not snowing. Like, look for the weather conditions, just use your common sense. We had an absolutely gorgeous clear day. It was beautiful, and the hill was packed. There were so many people on the hill, and it was just a great atmosphere, and I'm so glad I did it. And that was Stephen's first Munro. He did it with us, and I was really proud of him because he's very fit. I was the one hanging at the back, to be fair, but I expected that. Even my dad was strides ahead of me. The goal this year is to climb 5, and I am going to do that because I've already done 1, so I've just got 4 more to do. And actually Stephen and I were talking about doing 1 in the next couple of weeks because he's really keen to tick off another one. So basically that's goal number 3, lots of exercise. Goal number 4 is less screen time. I think we're all a bit guilty of this, aren't we? I think I just need to learn when is appropriate to have my screen time, and I need to remember that I'm the one that's in control. So when I'm with my family, my friends, I'm just going to put the phone down and just step away from it and really spend the quality time with them. As for being with Stephen, like, we're together a lot this weekend obviously, so we're obviously naturally going to be on our phone a little bit, but it's just about, you know, if we're watching a show, put my phone at the other side of the room and just focus on the show. If we're lying in bed before bed and we're going to have half an hour on our phones, that's fine because that's normal. But obviously if we have shorter time together, like if I just had a night with him, I wouldn't sit on my phone, that sort of thing. So just about really controlling it. I think that's essentially the big thing, isn't it? I think that is a good tip, is that if you don't want to be on your phone, plug it in on charge plug it in on charge in another room, and that will encourage you not to go there, because it's effort. It's effort having to go to that room. It's not right at your fingertips as well. I think a big reason that we sit on our phones is because it's just there and it's a habit. We pick it up and we turn it on, but if it's not at our fingertips, we're less likely to touch it. So step away for a while. It's not that important. And if people want you, they can phone you. If it's really urgent, then the phone will go and you will hear it in the other room. So yeah, less screen time and just more focus on my day-to-day goals, day-to-day living, and spend less time on the phone, because that definitely eats up a lot of hours in my day. Number 5 is to read more. I'm so proud of myself because I've started off the year really well. I finished off a Christmas book that I was reading, and then I've started All the Light We Cannot See, which my friend Stacey got me for my birthday, and I'm already 156 pages in and I'm really enjoying it. So I intend to blast this probably in the next week, which would be really good, and it would get me on track, because my plan this year is to read 25 books, 2 books a month. So that comes in at 24, and then 25, well, we'll just add another one on at Christmas time when there's less things to be done. I think this is a really achievable goal. I think it's just about setting the time for myself to actually do it. Having less of that screen time and having more of the reading time. And I'm definitely going to tick that one off this year. I really want to hit that 25, because just reading a book opens your eyes to so many different things, and it really improves your vocabulary, it improves your creativity, your imagination. I love reading a book. There's nothing more exciting to me than literally opening up a book and just delving into that world and just becoming part of the book and reading all about the characters. So yeah, that's the plan for this year. I'm going to read 25. Number 6 of my goals, I'm really sorry this is a really long haul video, I hope you're enjoying it, is to upload more YouTube videos and to get more creative and give my YouTube a little bit of a revamp. I want to change my banner and just sort of spend a little bit more time working on it, and as I say, just be more creative with what I upload and just be consistent. Keep those weekly vlogs going, because I think you guys seem to enjoy it. Hopefully you do, but they seem to get quite a good response, and film some of the videos that you want to see. So please, please, please leave me some ideas down below. I am also going to do a little bit of market research on my Instagram, I think, just to get a feel for what you're into. But I think primarily people on this channel enjoy chatty, relatable vlogs. I'm guessing that's what we're going for. So yeah, leave me some video ideas down below, and I'm going to get a lot more creative this year. Number 7 is to declutter and reorganize my living environment and lead a more minimalist life. I want less stuff, basically. I want to chuck a lot of stuff out of my room, send it off to the charity shop, and start living with less. I don't need all this stuff that's lying about that I'm not using, and I think I need to do a wardrobe declutter. I just need to really have a serious think about what is in my room, what I'm keeping, and how much of a purpose it serves in my life. That's straight to the point, but that's how I feel. And also I've written here a 1 in, 1 out approach, and I think that's a great idea. If I decide to treat myself to a new top once I lose the weight, then I'll get rid of one. Do you know, like 1 in, 1 out, and that's going to keep me at a consistent, quite a small amount of stuff, and, you know, live that sort of capsule wardrobe thing. I think that's a good thing to do. We don't need wardrobes and wardrobes of clothes. We just don't need it. We need to live with the bare minimum. We need to shop less to have a more positive effect on the environment. So that's what I'm going to do, and that comes to the next bullet point, which is number 8. Another goal is to reduce my waste, plastic usage, and my carbon footprint, and I'm going to do that by doing a lot of research. I haven't done that research yet, but I need to do a lot of research into how I can help the environment, the positive impact that I can have. But as I say, one of those One of the parts to that is going to be shopping less and shopping at like the charity shops and things like that, and using less plastic, which I think we all want to do. Less single-use plastic, which would be like a plastic bottle that you would buy at the shop. Instead have a reusable bottle. Another plastic use thing would be like a sandwich, because you're only eating that sandwich once and then it's going in the bin. So rather than do that, buy a loaf of bread at the start of the week and make a sandwich. So that sort of thing, but obviously I need to do a lot of research on that topic and try and really have a positive effect on the environment this year. So yeah, I'm going to look into that. Number 9 is to see more of Scotland. Lots of areas I haven't seen before. This is a goal for me every year. I love my country so much, and a lot of people on their goals would have like travel the world, but for me it's just travel Scotland. I don't know, I'm just so addicted to home and all the beauty that is around every single corner, and I think this will come with climbing Munros. I'll be in new areas, seeing new views, and potentially staying in new Airbnbs, that sort of thing. Wow, I actually have a sore throat because I've been talking so much and not even drinking my tea. Also, this video was 18 minutes long. I'm so sorry guys, I'm nearly there. So yeah, see more of Scotland basically, spend a lot of time with Stephen exploring, and go back to his hometown, which is North US, because wow, the Outer Hebrides are dreamy and I want to see more of them as well. Okay, the last one is to practice mindfulness. So this is goal number 10, and it's basically just to live more for the moment. The present is all we have. We don't have the past, we can't go back to it, and we don't have the future yet. What I have right now is this moment, is this exact moment that you're watching this video, and that's all we can live for. We can try and plan for stuff to come, and I think that's quite normal and I think that's quite healthy, but at the end of the day we need to be living in the moment. So I need to be thinking about this warm cup of tea that I'm holding in my hand, about this book that I'm about to read once I finish this video, and just really enjoying every single moment, because as morbid as it is, there will come a time where this won't exist anymore and we just won't be on this planet, so we need to enjoy it to the fullest, and that's my intention for this year, is to live more in the moment. And yeah, that's really it. So that's it. That is my 10, I can't do this because I have a cup of tea with me now, 10 goals for 2019. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up, and wow, that was weird. And leave me some comments down below about your goals as well, because it might encourage me to set a few more goals. I always love hearing what people plan to do, and actually after this I'm going to go and have a little look at some YouTube videos about different people's goals to get some more ideas. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I think it's great to start off in a new fresh chapter, and as I say, I see my life in years, so this is the start of this year. And I hope you all had an amazing New Year's Eve, a lovely New Year's Day, and your new year is starting off well, and I will see you very soon with another video. Take care.